Mistakes can make you millions. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Crypto Billy. You're listening to Billy Goat Tales, the motivational mindset series right here on our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Mistakes can make you millions if you don't give up. True story. You just can't give up. Let's talk about it. So you've heard all the famous quotes. Michael Jordan, he learned the most from his losses. You can Google, you can grok it, you can query it. There's all kinds of stories about how if you don't give up, you will ultimately find success. You'll hit pay dirt. You know the stories of Thomas Edison. You know that he said many times, it wasn't that I was a great inventor, I just didn't give up. I kept at it, persistence, right? In my life, it has been true as well. When you're working really hard in the dark, not on the stage, not with the spotlight on you, but you're working alone a lot of times to build something, whether that's a real estate business, whether that's a home building business, no matter what it is. It could be a bake shop, a hair salon. A lot of times entrepreneurs are working alone. They're sitting at night doing their books. They're sitting at night figuring out their next marketing plan. They're doing research. They're putting things together. Maybe they're looking at a new product and they're trying to figure that out, and they're talking with people and consulting. They're keeping up with their social media pages. They're on phone calls all by themselves. There's no spotlight. There's no stage. Nobody sees this. What the market sees, especially in the social media side, is growth. They say, wow, these guys are really starting to gain some traction. They see growth. They don't understand how much work goes into it. And so you can get discouraged in business of any kind because it's a lot of work alone in the dark. So don't give up, right? Because you will. We talk about it in the book Good to Great, and we did a space on it. We talk about the flywheel. Turning that big flywheel is very tough. But eventually, as you keep pushing on it and pushing on it, it starts to turn a little more easily. Now that could be 2 years later in business. And then it gets turning with a little more momentum. And then eventually it breaks free. It breaks free and it starts turning on its own and it gains momentum. And it has launch velocity at that point in time, right? So, but that could be 4 years later. It could be 3 months later. The key is to stay persistent and not to give up. And through all of that, you're going to make mistakes. And those mistakes are how you learn. When you make those mistakes, you pivot and you get better. And in my life, when I invested in my first real estate property, I made some mistakes. So when I did my second one, I learned from it and became better at it. And then I did my third one and became better at it. And when you get better and better and better at it, not only is it more efficient, does it take you less time, but that's pretty much when the market starts noticing, wow, this guy or this company is really on the move. They don't see the work in the dark by yourself many times. They don't see that. What they see is the result. And of course, the more successful you get, the more people you're going to attract. So mistakes can make you millions because you sharpen the saw, you get better and better. But I'm here to tell you there's a lot of work in the dark. It's pretty easy to get center stage and talk about your successes when the market views you as successful because of your results. So you get the results, the market views you as successful. Those are the easy days. The hard days is the work in the dark. And the hard days is learning to pivot with your mistakes, sharpen your saw blade, get better and better so that you don't make that mistake again. And also, when you identify a mistake, you got to cut it out. You got to get rid of it, eliminate it. Because if you make it again, it's probably going to hurt you 3 times as much as it did the first time. So you got to learn from those mistakes. I invested in properties in Florida as well, long ago, 2006, 2007. All right? Investing in those properties was great. You know, I was making 6 figures on every flip that I had. It was going great. But then 2008 hit. And I was sitting on a $900,000+ house. And trust me, I was nervous. I was lucky. I got it sold. I made money on it. Very profitable. I think it was a $125,000 profit on it. And it was a mistake to buy it because I had saw the trends. And instead of realizing, because my gut was telling me based on the trends, there's something different happening right now. I need to be a little more conservative, cautious. Greed, trying to follow the money, which I preach about all the time now, can really hurt you. And in crypto, as you all know, it can really, really hurt you. So learn from your mistakes, pivot, and then watch your bank account grow. That's exactly what's happened to me. So hopefully this has helped you a little bit. Learn how to make mistakes and make millions. Everyone has their own stories. Love to hear yours. Please like and comment. I'll see you next time on Billy Go Tales.
You can be tough, you can be hard. If you are not a giver, here's my card. There is only one way to win, one way to be well through loving and giving. There is nothing else.